Greetings, everyone. I'm Eric Paulson with Your Essential Practice. For today's divinely guided rune reading, we're getting into your astrological sign. So if this message doesn't resonate with your sun sign, please check out either, your sun sign, right? Then your moon, your rising, or your Venus signs as well. See what resonates with you. These rune readings are going to be a little bit different. There are going to be 6 runes in the rune reading, and we'll go over that when it comes to the time for the reading. I'd like to now cleanse this energetic space with a singing bowl. As usual, I have the $2 note in the singing bowl that represents uncommon abundance in our lives. As I ring the singing bowl, we're simultaneously giving gratitude towards and inviting more of that uncommon abundance back into our lives. So let's take this moment, and I invite you to take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and then out through your mouth. Don't force it, and try to make your exhales a little bit longer than your inhales, focusing on the intent of today's divinely guided rune reading for each zodiac sign. These messages will be uploaded once a week, continuing on. You can consider this your divinely guided rune reading for the season of Ostara. Ostara is the pagan holiday celebrating the Spring Equinox. So let's focus on that intent. Beautiful stuff, everyone. So, Ostara, the Spring Equinox, this is right after that very weird kind of eclipse, lunar eclipse energy in Virgo, prompting us to go with the flow and to release what's no longer serving our highest path. A profound realization that I found personally recently was leaning into my allergy suffering. I've been taking these over-the-counter medicines for like 6 years, and it's not been healthy for me. So recently, right around the eclipse, a little bit before that, even, I was having a really hard time with the sinuses and these allergy type symptoms, right? And I was thinking, okay, what's wrong? I'm trying ginger, I'm trying this, and I'm trying that, and nothing seems to have been working. It wasn't until I was brought to this inner realization about leaning into the spiritual meaning of what the allergy suffering is for me. And that is resistance to the flow of the energies that are present in our lives right now. So for me, I was resistant for a lot of reasons. I've been pretty much the epitome of resistance, right? My family was all Packer fans, for instance, and I was a Bears fan just in spite growing up, all right? So that's a little bit of an example. This cathartic release, this turning over, this unearthing, and things being brought in front of us to release, we can celebrate during this Ostara season with these beautiful spring rebirth, rejuvenation, and fertile energies. All right, so I want to take a moment here and thank all of you wonderful subscribers and viewers out there. Over 30,000 views on this channel so far, and about 500 subscribers. So let's keep on sharing that beautiful healing work out there, everybody. Again, if this message doesn't resonate for you, share it to somebody who might, and let that message get out there to them. Every interaction, comment, like, even a dislike, would actually help the channel to get to the people that need this medicine more. All right, so I thank you, and let's, without further ado, get into your divinely guided rune reading. Welcome, Aries, and to your divinely guided rune reading for the week of Ostara, beginning on the Spring Equinox here on the 20th. As this description shows, the positions number 1 will be past situations. Position number 2 will be the present situation. Position number 3 will be the future situations. Position number 4 down here will be the influence on the topic or the question at hand. And then number 5 up here will be the current advice. And then the number 6 and final rune for this abbreviated kind of not super in-depth rune reading. This is a weekly for your zodiac rune reading. All right, the final message rune will be for your most likely outcome. And then finally, we will draw a card from the Soul's Journey Oracle deck for a little further clarification. So without further ado, Aries, let's get into your divinely guided rune reading. In the past situations, you're getting into this rune of Uruz. Uruz is the ox. It is that momentum. The ox already has its instructions, right? It knows its job that it's doing. And it's very grounded, very methodical type energy. A lot of like Taurus, Capricorn energy, Virgo energy. We just had that lunar eclipse in Virgo. So you're coming from a place of almost standstill and gaining that almost downhill kind of momentum in getting more grounded, more connected, more like, okay, this is unfolding for me in a great way. I'm going to go with what resonates with me and get into more of my healing, my natural vitality. This is a sort of a rune of abundance, more of a healthy abundance, right? More in the physical sense, mental health sense. Okay, so this is that head and heart kind of starting to agree with each other again and feeling more of that divine connection, that centeredness, grounding, and moving into your current energies. So for the number 2, the present situation spot, we have the rune of Laguz. This is the rune meaning lake. All right, this is also the divine feminine's rune. And this is embodying that water kind of energy, the divine source connection, that healing, that emotional healing, that healed intuition, the healing of the divine feminine, holding space for the divine feminine to heal and to protect that energy without being in that toxic masculinity energy. And I see a lot of people out there exhibiting a lot of these toxic traits. So please be aware that just because it serves your ego does not mean that it's a divine guided message. If you're unsure, always ask for clarity. You can always ask for clarity, Aries. I know you don't like to ask for a ton of advice. You like to have your instructions and move forward. Anyway, you're connected with the earth and the water right here. A lot of more grounding and kind of slower being in with the flow, surrendering to flow, which really impacted us with that recent eclipse with the South Node being in Virgo being affected here. So definitely being called to surrender to flow. This could be literal dowsing work, dowsing with water, scrying even. All right, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. In the future situations position, this is Kinaz. So Kinaz is the torch. This is the light. This is that energy of manifestation. This is that fire. So we have earth, water, fire. This is beautiful for you, Aries, because you're taking this energy and you're trailblazing. You're lighting the path for others, and so too do you illuminate the path for yourself. Not just by healing others do you heal yourself, right? But by living by that example, taking that medicine that we give out, right? The advice that we give out, what we see in others is a reflection of ourselves. So Aries are being called to really go a little more introspective with this, in this trailblazing energy. Your solar return is right around the corner. I know that's on your mind. So take these moments to go inward and heal before this happens, because this is going to be a very bright, very beautiful sort of solar return for you coming up here. We'll get into that in the next rune reading for you. All right, so Kinaz, that trailblazing energy, that's beautiful. What's coming up next? For the next rune, we have the past we have the influence on the question. So this is the rune Berkana. The influence on this question is on that beginnings. This is the birch goddess's rune. So a lot like the Empress card in tarot, just being your fine selves and just birthing new things, knowing that you have these skills, that you have the adaptability to do this. I know you're not very much into adapting, but you do have it within you to have like this familial sense of nurturing, and you're called to have more of a gentle approach as your solar return approaches, and nurturing yourself, being kind with yourself, being compassionate, empathetic with others, healing that intuition and that divine feminine aspect, right? And continuing that beautiful work forward with whatever this is that you're beginning. Maybe you're turning over a new leaf. Maybe you had a nice aha kind of clarity moment with this previous lunar eclipse, which this solar eclipse is going to be bringing out for us very soon here. And that'll probably be the very next rune reading. But you have this beautiful mindset moving forward. So what's the current advice? Yeah, your current advice is to address your needs. This is Naldi's. This is like, sounds a lot like Now This, where you're going down the trail and now this log is blocking your trail. This is a need, constraint, a limitation that needs to be addressed fully, right? You can transmute this even into Lagus here and take this divine feminine beautiful healing work with you, right? Or you can even transmute it into more kind of Kina's energy. There's so many things that you can do with that log, Aries. So what are you going to do? Are you just going to burn it out of your way? Are you going to address it with compassion? Are you going to have a grounded approach to your needs, constraints, and limitations moving forward? These are great questions to ask yourself. So let's move into the most likely outcome. The most likely outcome, yeah, divine fellowships and gifts. I'm going to get better at setting these runes up, all right? So Gibo is a beautiful rune. Gibo is this irreversible rune of your divine gifts, your partnerships. Okay, so you could be actually beginning a new partnership, whether this is romantic or professional. Just take what resonates. Probably that first thought that came into your head is what you should be going with. Okay, so your most likely outcome, yeah, you could gain more of this or you could lose more of this. The choice is always up to you. Are you going to be tempering this with compassion or continuing more of that headstrong, trailblazing kind of energy, Aries? All right, so this isn't much of a challenge for you. Nothing really is much of a challenge for you, Aries, but please, I urge you to look at the medicine you're giving out to others, temper this with some nurturing of others and of yourself. Lead by example in that healing the divine feminine. Have that compassion, empathy, holding space for that healing, not just for others, but for yourself as well, and really develop these partnerships and these gifts that are moving forward, because these needs, when they're addressed in healthy ways, you're going to have more sense of how to have this footwork and this divine flow on this path that you're on as you continue to grow and develop these gifts and partnerships. I'm really happy for this rune reading for you, Aries. Let's look at a message of clarity from the Soul's Journey Oracle deck. These are messages straight from Spirit, straight from Divine, directly to your spirit, straight from Source, straight from Soul, straight to your soul. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. Pride. We know about pride, don't we? I love myself, and I see myself in everyone. I love myself, and I see myself in everyone, like I was just saying about Kina's there, right? That medicine that we give out to others, what we see in others, right, is a reflection of ourselves. So when we're in that energy, it's good to come at this with that balanced sense of ego. And yes, the divine feminine can have ego too. All right, it's not restrictive or that polarity based, because we all have aspects of divine feminine and divine masculine in us. Let's read more about that pride card, shall we? Again, it says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. You need to take time to honor and acknowledge who you are and what your soul has accomplished with this life thus far. You should look at your past soul's choices and be mindful of how you, through your positive actions, compassion, and understanding, you have made a better life for yourself and for others. How have you changed the world in some little way? How have you shared insights with others? Reflect on what you have mastered. You should never underappreciate or underestimate yourself or your accomplishments. Now is the time for you to remember how brave you have been throughout your journey. Celebration is required. Humans tend to spend too much of their energy and time on negative emotions, what they have not done. This card signifies that you should take rightful ownership of who you are and how you have shared your unique light with the world. It may also be a perfect time for you to look around and acknowledge those other souls who have also accomplished many great things and who need to be reminded of them. Beautiful message for you, Aries. I hope this resonates. Have a blessed and abundant day.